Doing own voice over soft music. A newly married couple, Jungkook and Bayan, just entered the living room. Bayan was looking down and Jungkook had a cold face. Soon Jungkook stopped on his track and turned around to face Bayan. Bayan looked up at Jungkook just to see him with the cold eyes. Why you again came to my life? Wanted to make me suffer more? Aren't you satisfied for what you have done to me, huh? I was about to forget all those and move on from you, but you again came back to my life. I hate you, Wine, for making me this weak in front of you. Saying this, he left. A drop of tear left from Vine's eyes after hearing the word from her love's mouth. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I know you hate me for what I have done to you, and the reason of your cold behavior is also me. Saying this, Vine head to her room as she was very tired. Jungkook crying, I'm sorry, Vine. My heart will never move on from you. You are my first love, but now I can't let you break my heart again. That's why I'm cold to you, Vine. Jungkook laid on bed and closed his eyes, remembering the unforgettable incident of his life. All the students were gathered around a couple where the boy was on his knees and the girl was staring at the boy as if she had seen a ghost. All the students were excited because it was John Jungkook, the heartthrob of college, who has rejected every proposal which came to him, now was on his knees for a girl, more specific, his childhood best friend. Wine, I love you from our young age. Will you please be my girlfriend? Jungkook forwarded the bouquet to Wine, but Wine didn't took it. Rather, Jungkook, I'm sorry, I don't like you. Saying this, she ran away while crying. Was heartbroken and his eyes started shedding tears and the students started laughing commenting on him. I think now he understood the pain of every girl he rejected. Jungkook and Wine are childhood best friends as their families are thick friends like own brother and sister. So as they both grown up, both of them started having feelings for each other. And during the last day of college, Jungkook proposed Wine, which she rejected, and then got married as their parents wish. As Jungkook was thinking to respect Wine's decision and move on, but God made her his wife, making things difficult for Jungkook because Jungkook is sure that he will never move on from Wine, and at the end of the day, his love will win and he will confess again to Wine and she will reject him, which will make him more heartbroken. So he decided to be cold to Wine and made an impression that he hate Wine so that Wine herself will keep a distance from him. Like this, 1 month passed, and Jungkook's prediction was correct. As Wine thought that Jungkook hated her, so she herself kept a distance, but she never tried to her best to make the relationship between them, which definitely melted Jungkook's heart. But he controlled himself and maintained a cold behavior because he was again fear of getting rejected by Wine, which he can't tolerate. So he just kept on going with the flow of life as Wine his wife, because at least he can admire her secretly. Wine was making breakfast for Jungkook and herself, and at that time she heard a voice. So she turned around to see Jungkook pulling the chair and already seated on the chair waiting for the food. Oh no, just a minute, Jungkook. Wine flipped the pancake in hurry, but in result she burnt her hand. Ah, Jungkook immediately turned to her and hold her hands. Jungkook worried, you okay? Why you did in hurry? I would have waited. Wine's eyes were looking into his deep eyes and soon Jungkook realized what he did. So he withdrawn his hand from her. Jungkook cold face. Can't you even flip a pancake properly? I don't want food. You spoiled my mood. He coldly said and left the place without even treating Wine. Jungkook but breakfast. Jungkook was long gone. Wine treated her hand and now she was deeply thinking about Jungkook. He might be hungry. Should I take him his lunch? Yeah, I should ask him. She immediately took her phone and called Jungkook with a wide smile, thinking he will say, yeah, bring me lunch. But all her smile faded away. Jawayan called, Jungkook, should I bring you lunch? You didn't had your break. Jungkook called, I don't need anything. Call Kurt. Jawayan got sad. She was about to lay on bed and sleep, but her phone rang and she thought it might be Jungkook. So she took her call, but it was her. Wine call. Yes, Dad. Wine, do you forget today is the date? Come, hurry up. I will come in few minutes to pick you up. Wine signed. Okay, Dad. She cut the call and went into the bathroom to freshen up and get ready before her dad came to pick her up. A silent full cabin where the doctor was going through the reports of the patients and the patient was sitting praying to God. Meanwhile, patient's dad was looking at the doctor with a hopeful eyes. Wine, I clearly warned you before. Also, don't take stress. See, now your heart condition is getting more worse. You need to have heart transplant as early as possible. Wine signed at the doctor. Doctor, we are searching for the donor, but we are not able to get one. We are also trying our best, but the blood isn't matching with wine. We will leave, doctor. Don't lose hope, Wine. We will definitely get a donor. Wine nodded her head and get out from her seat and left. Doctor, wine will work. We already have checked yours, but as you have already got a block before, so we can't do that. Okay, doctor, please search for the donor as soon as possible. Just a month, Mr. Park. We will try our best. Wine's dad nodded his head and headed out. Ryan too loved Jungkook, but she rejected Jungkook because she came to know that she has a heart disease and her life depends if she get a donor. She didn't inform Jungkook because first Jungkook will be sad and then he will definitely take steps like donating his own heart, which she doesn't want, as she knows that Jungkook loves her a lot. Wine, aren't you happy with Jungkook? How will I be when he hates me? Wine rolled her eyes and looked other side of her dad. Wine didn't respond to anything. She just closed her eyes and leaned back on the seat. Wine's dad sign thought, I thought you will be happy with him after marriage as he was your crush back in college days, but seems like I done a mistake of forcing your marriage, Jungkook, and your condition is now worse because of me. Trust me, I will fix everything between you and Jungkook. Wine, we reach home. Wine slowly opened her eyes. Dad, I will go now, and you call me when you reach home. Okay, dear. He peeked Wine's forehead lovingly, and Wine get out from the car and headed inside the house. Wine's dad to himself, I know how to make you happy, dear. Wine's dad smiled and turned the steering and headed towards somewhere. Wine entered her bedroom and dropped herself on the bed as she was so tired from all the checkup and all done in hospital. Unknowingly, her eyes got closed and she slept. Jungkook entered his cabin full tired after a hectic meeting of 2 hours and then dropped his body on the couch and closed his eyes to relax, but soon opened his eyes when he heard a notification sound on phone. Now what's that? He unwillingly opened his eyes and took his phone from pocket and on his phone, but a wide smile appeared on his lips when he saw the wallpaper. It was Wine's pic, which always make him calm and relaxed. Jungkook teary eyes, why you again came back to my life to make me suffer more? He signed and his eyes were teary, but then his phone rang and he took the call as it was. Yes, Dad, come to club. I want to have a talk with you. Jungkook frowned. Okay, Dad, I'm coming. He cut the call and took his coat and head out to the club. Jungkook entered the club, his eyes wandered in the club, and soon his eyes found Dwayne's dad, so he approached him. Dad, why you called me? Jungkook, have a seat and let's have a drink. Jungkook got confused as it's the first time Dwayne's dad is asking him to drink with him, but he agreed. Okay, Dad. Soon Dwayne's dad offered a drink for Jungkook too, and the waiter put it in Jungkook's table. Enjoy, sir. The waiter left. Jungkook was busy in his phone, and at that time, Wine's dad mixed in his drunk and sat straight as if nothing happened, enjoying his drink. Jungkook put his phone inside his pocket and turned around to Wine's dad. Dad, what happened today? You called me for drink. Usually you go out with my appa. Your dad is busy and also we don't meet each other from a long time, so thought to have a casual meeting. Oh, Dad, how are you and your company doing? Fine, son. And what about you and Wine having happy life? Yeah, okay. Jungkook took the glass and drank it because he lied. Oh, give my regards to Wine. And why don't you both visit the house? Soon, Dad, I will bring Wine to house. Wine's dad nodded his head and both had a random talk. Wine just woke up after a long nap. Oh, I overslept. Jungkook will be here soon. She hurriedly went into the bathroom to have a shower, as after coming from hospital she didn't shower. Okay, we will leave now. He said as he wanted to make Jungkook house before the tablet started showing his effect. Yeah, Dad. Both parted away after saying goodbye. Jungkook was on his way to house, but suddenly he felt his body temperature rising and an unknown developing in his body, and Wine's figure started roaming in his mind. Jungkook to himself, Jungkook, what the are you thinking? Even if she is your wife, you can't her without her permission. Just neglect those feelings. Jungkook shook his head to remove those feelings of Wine and focus on driving. But what he doesn't know is Wine's dad was following him to make sure he enter the house and start Wine. Jungkook hardly parked his car and rang the doorbell impatiently, as right now he just wanted to stand under the shower with running cold water to calm himself as he was sweating badly. Wine came out of the bathroom in just bathrobe. Has she forget to take clothes with her? Now she was feeling a little relaxed and then she was about to enter the closet to wear her dress, but she heard the doorbell ringing continuously. So when she opened the door, she saw a Jungkook covered full in sweat and breathing heavily, which made Wine worry for him. Jungkook, are you okay? What happened? You sweating a lot. Wine approached Jungkook and cupped his cheek, which made Jungkook. At first, she was in bathrobe with her because she ran from upstairs. So the bathrobe, when she cupped his cheek, her made him more from wine made Jungkook lose his control over himself and he smashed his lips on her and started walking backwards until Wine's back hit the wall and the door closed with a loud sound which didn't even budge Jungkook. Wine's dad got happy after seeing Jungkook and Wine. Wine dad to himself, now I think my Wine will be happy as from now Jungkook will start loving her back as she loves him. Saying this he left. Jungkook was Wine deeply and passionately, but Wine didn't him back because she was shocked and surprised, and she only felt his pure love in his. Jungkook opened his eyes when he realized what he was doing, and he was about to pull back, but Wine closed her eyes and started him, which made Jungkook realize that Wine also wanted this, so he continued her. Kokshi, which only made Jungkook more. Wine, let's continue it in bedroom. Wine nodded her head with a red tint on her cheeks, and thus Jungkook carried Wine in bridal style and headed to his bedroom. Jungkook was admiring a sleeping beauty, none other than his wife, who was sleeping peacefully like a baby, tightly hugging Jungkook. There was a sweet smile on Jungkook's lip. Jungkook smiled. I was always knowing that you love me back, and I also know that there might be some reason you say that you don't love me, but now I don't want to know that anymore. Now I'm happy that you are my wife and now completely mine. See, baby, from today I will be your loving husband. Sorry for my cold behavior. Jungkook peeked her forehead and again hugged her tightly while just closing his eyes, not sleeping, so as to feel the warmth of his love. Vine slowly opened her eyes just to see herself in her love's embrace. How she always dreamed of this moment. She was admiring Jungkook who had his eyes closed, but soon reality hit her. Oh God, what I have done. I should have controlled myself. It's not good for both of us. A drop of tear fell on Jungkook's and she hurriedly took her clothes and rushed out of the room, totally unaware that Jungkook heard it all and his heart again broke. Jungkook teary eyes, what you mean it's not good for us? You again trying to push me away and you think it was nothing what happened yesterday? Jungkook's eyes turned dark. Vine her enter her room and without even taking a shower, she called a doctor. Doctor called. Yes, Vine, what made you call this early morning, doctor? That is it okay to have in this condition? Doctor chuckled. Completely fine, dear. It has nothing to do with your heart. Rather, it will increase your blood flow in body. Thus, your heart will be a little stable. Vine released her breath, which she was holding. Thank you so much, doctor. The call ended. Thank God I was worried. I have to leave. Yeah, I have to live my life with Jungkook happily. I already made him suffer a lot. Please God, just save me and please find me a donor as soon as possible. Vine prayed to God and then had to take a shower. Vine was making breakfast, but she was blushing, remembering yesterday's night, which was a beautiful night of her life. Vine, focus on cooking. She scolded herself, but at that time she heard the footstep sound, so she turned around to see Jungkook walking out of the house, so she ran behind him. Jungkook wait. Jungkook stopped on his track but didn't turn around because his eyes are swollen and he didn't wanted Wine to notice it. Jungkook have breakfast, no need. Saying this he went out leaving a broken Wine. Was he ignoring me for what happened yesterday? Wine's eyes turned teary. Wine was waiting for Jungkook and then she heard car parking sound so she rushed to open the door with a smile on her face. Wine opened the door and Jungkook just get in totally ignoring Wine but now Wine can't take his behavior more so she hold his wrist. Jungkook stop. Why are you ignoring me from morning? Leave my hand, Wine. No, Jungkook, first tell me why are you. Wine didn't complete her sentence as Jungkook furiously turned around and jerked Wine's hand. What do you want now, huh? Are you satisfied playing with me? First, you broke my heart by saying you don't like me, which was a complete lie. But then, too, I respected your decision, and even though I was heartbroken and wanted to move on from you, but again, you came back in my life as my wife, and then I became to know that you have been forced to marry me. That's why I kept a distance from you and remained cold to you, as I again didn't want it to be heartbroken. And yesterday was the best night for me, and then I decided to start a new life with you, forgetting whatever happened still yesterday. But no, what you said in early morning, it shouldn't happen between us, right? And you ran away from the room as if it was just a one time for you. Stop whine, stop making me a fool again and again in your love. At one time your actions feel like you love me and the next moment you broke my heart. Just stop all this and leave me alone. Jungkook was a crying mess. He shouted all his feelings which he has hidden in himself from years. And now too was heartbroken and crying too because it wasn't her intention to make him suffer this much. Jungkook, I let's end all this. Saying this he left to his room and whined fall on her knees. What he mean by I end all this? Is he going to divorce me? No, I can't. Why God? Why me? Am I not meant to live a happy life? Vine cried her heart out sitting on the floor. Jungkook too cried his heart out in his bedroom. Like this 2 week passed, Jungkook used to ignore Ryan and Ryan always approached him to explain her part of story, but Jungkook never bothered to listen anything. All his ignorance of Jungkook and silent treatment made Ryan's condition more worse, as she skipped meals and even she skipped her medicine a few times, which is very dangerous for her recent condition. Jungkook was all tired. He too skipped meals and always tried to focus on his work just to divert his mind. But wine what nothing worked. More he tried to ignore wine, more the images of wine was roaming inside his mind, and he ended up getting into her room at late night and keep on admiring her till morning. Why you aren't eating, babe? You got skinny. Jungkook was talking to the picture of wine in his phone, which he secretly clicked when Wine was sleeping. But his phone rang and it was Wine's dad. Jungkook called. Yes, dad. Wine's dad shouted, come to city hospital right now. He cut the call. Jungkook frowned. What happened? He wasn't sounding good. Wide eyes when he realized, oh no, Wine skipping meals. Jungkook immediately rushed to the hospital. Jungkook hurriedly walked towards the operation theater where the receptionist said they have admitted Wine. Wine's dad was crying and Jungkook's parents were comforting him, and soon he saw Jungkook approaching, which made his teary eyes turn red, and he took long step towards Jungkook and grabbed his collar. How dare you play with my daughter? Do you know how much she loves you? You know how much she cried after you rejected her on that day? It was me who forced Vine to marry you because I wanted my daughter's happiness, and I also mixed that thing in your drink, thinking that after you both will spend time together, all your hidden love will come out. But no, you hurted her more. Jungkook shot, really me. It was she who rejected me, and also even after she played with my feelings a lot of times, I was ready to start a new life because I love her so much, but she only ran away. Do you know why she rejected you? Jungkook shook his head in denial. She has heart disease. Her heart is weak. Doctor can't ensure her life until she had her heart transplant. That's why she rejected you because she doesn't want to give you a false hope and dreams of having a family with her. She cried a lot that day, but as a single father, I can't see my daughter crying, and I thought she will be happy with you until we find a heart donor, and then she will be fine. But no, your coldness made her situation more worse. Jungkook was numb after hearing Wine's condition, and he was himself within him just by thinking how he ignored Wine when Wine was trying to make things work out between them. I now what? She skipped her medicine and food. She passed out. When I called her, she didn't pick her call, which made me fear, and I ran to her. Thank God I reached on time, otherwise my daughter. Saying this, he sat on the chair and started crying. Jungkook too was crying. The doctor came out with a sad face, and Jungkook rushed to him. Doctor, how is Wine? You, I'm her husband. Come to my cabin. Both Jungkook and Wine's dad looked at each other and then followed the doctor. None of them were having a good feeling. Mr. John, your wife is. But Jungkook doesn't know whether he should be happy or sad. But She can't be carrying baby at this time. It will affect both the baby and the mother's life, and you will lose both of them. So I recommend you to the baby and then immediately go for a heart transplant because the heart condition is worse. Now Jungkook's world turned upside down and he started crying. His baby, their sign of first baby, but now he has to be strong for wine. He wants wine. He loves wine more than anything in this whole world. Let's go for it, doctor. And about heart transplant, mine will work. Wine's dad wide eyes. Jungkook, what are you saying? She needs you. She loves you. She will if she will know that you are gave your heart to her. No way. Jungkook signed, but the door of this cabin opened and the doctor who always treat wine came in with a wide smile. Mr. Park, good news. We find a matching heart donor for Ryan. The doctor was taking his breath as he ran from his cabin just to inform this news to his best friend. Jungkook teary eyes. Really, doctor, go for the operation. Both the doctor nodded and they immediately started preparing for the operation. Jungkook, his parents, and Ryan's dad was waiting outside the operation room, but suddenly Jungkook realized something, so he immediately rushed to the Ryan's dad and his parent too. Dad, please, you have to do one more thing for Ryan. Ryan dad frowned. What? Hide that she was. She just got her second life. I don't want to spoil her new beginning. Ryan's dad nodded his head, and everyone agreed with Jungkook. The operation was successful and Vine was in observation for 24 hours and now she is being shifted to a normal room as everything was clear. Vine slowly opened her eyes and she tried to move her hands but she wasn't able to, so she looked down to see Jungkook sleeping while holding her hand securely. A small smile formed on her lips. Cook, she called Jungkook with a light faint voice and Jungkook immediately got up. Wine, baby, you okay? Wine nodded her head. What happened? All I remember is I passed out. Jungkook signed and explained everything except the baby thing. Wine crying. Now I am okay, totally fine. Jungkook teary eyes. Yes, baby, you are fine now. And please, from now, please don't hide anything from me. You know now I love you a lot, baby. I know you love me a lot. And also, I'm sorry. I just don't wanted to give you false hope and then leave you alone in this world. Jungkook cut off Ryan by his lips, and Ryan too replied back to them. But they broke when the door opened and both of their parents came inside and Jungkook and Ryan separated. Are you fine, dear? Ryan nodded her head. I'm sorry to both of you. I only thought to make my daughter happy. I understand you, Dad. You are a good father, and also I am thankful to you. If you haven't done all that things till now, I won't have known the truth and keep on behaving cold to Ryan. You okay, dear? Vine nodded her head. Move aside. Let me prepare a good meal for my baby. Jungkook's mom approached Ryan and then peeked her forehead before leaving the room to bring a meal for them, as both haven't had proper meal in this 2 week. I'm sorry, babe. It's okay, Dad. Vine forgive her dad because he is a holy family. How can she be mad on her father? I'm sorry, Jungkook. Please forgive me. Jungkook just nodded his head as he is half grateful to him, but I'm a little mad at you. What if something wrong happened on that day in club and I ended up with someone? Oh no, I can't even think about it. If I can do this much, then do you think I will let you on my daughter? No, come on, Jungkook. I was following you to make sure everything goes well, and I returned back after saw you both together, happy in each other's arm. Jungkook nodded his head on Vine's dad and then he felt someone playing with his wedding ring. So he looked to see Vine admiring the wedding ring on his hand which has John Vine and Jungkook too smiled seeing his baby smile after a long time which didn't gone unnoticed by both of their dad. We should give them a little time together. Jungkook's dad nodded his head and both left the room. I love you, babe, and I hope this time you won't reject me. Ryan chuckled. No, I love you too, Jungkook. Please forgive me. I made you suffer a lot. Trust me, I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah, did, and for that I'm gonna you by showering my all love on you, which I wasn't able to show you all this time. Vine blushed at his statement, and then Jungkook cupped her cheeks and slowly cherished her both cheeks and said while staring deep into her eyes while holding pure love for her. I love you, baby. I love you too, babe. Jungkook peeked Ryan's forehead, but soon both connected their lips and shared a passionate. Thus, they started a new life with just love. The end. Thanks for watching. Bye.